Something star flag is blue, black and white, black people, white people living in Botswana. Beautiful the rainbows for agriculture. I love my country. Kerata Botswana. I love my country. Kerata Botswana. Botswana, Botswana. Botswana, Botswana. Ayatio, culture, Bangwatu, Bakwena, Bakata, Bamageti, Basarwa, Baliti, Bakalaka, Baili, Bamukushi, Baherero, Bakawana, Babamu, Basuria, Babirwa, the place of peace, of reliance, freedom of speech, freedom of movement, democracy, government, political stability, Kerata, Botswana. For my country, Botswana, Botswana, my country. Children are singing Kerala, Botswana, Botswana, my country. I will laugh for my country, Botswana.
The Stars and Stripes show is brought to you by the U.S. Embassy.
It's Gabs FM, power to engage your word. This one is Canada. I love Botswana. I love my country. And of course, welcome to the Stars and Stripes show, proudly brought to you by the U.S. Mission in partnership with Gabs FM, America in Botswana. Happy Wibuso. It's a great long weekend. One of my favorites. You know why this holiday is my favorite? Because it's summertime in Waname. And if you're traveling around the country, please travel safe and please don't drink and drive. And of course, we send our love on behalf of the U.S. Embassy and of course, Gabs FM. Look, we're going to move along swiftly. And of course, I'm going to bump you one of my all-time favorite songs, Stampore Rebatswana. And then on the other side of that, we're going to kickstart Asta Sharjay. And of course, Her Excellency Amanda Jacobson, the acting ambassador of the United States to the Republic of Botswana, has a message for you, me, and yourselves. Good afternoon.
Today marks 56 years since Botswana's independence. The United States greatly values our enduring friendship with Botswana and our shared commitment to democracy and human rights. We are excited to join in today's holiday celebration alongside our Botswana friends and partners. The last few years have been challenging due to the devastating impact of the COVID-19 pandemic. Together, we have forged a stronger bond and successfully come together in the face of this global health crisis, as we have in the past. The strong foundations of the U.S.-Botswana friendship have strengthened over 2 decades of partnership to fight HIV/AIDS and strengthen global health security, a shared $1 billion investment in the people of Botswana. The recent announcement of Botswana's incredible achievement in exceeding UNAIDS 95-95-95 targets underscores its pioneer status in its response to the HIV epidemic. As we look to the future, we believe that by working together, we can help Botswana to achieve its goal to become a knowledge-based economy, tackle the climate crisis, expand educational opportunities, grow prosperity, promote regional security, and support Botswana's economic transformation into the region's clean energy champion. For all of these reasons, we are proud to be Botswana's partner. We send our best wishes on this special day in the spirit of friendship, partnership, and cooperation. Happy Botswana Day. Apula Ene.
The Stars and Stripes show is brought to you by the U.S. Embassy.
Scabs FM, power to engage your world, and welcome back to the Stars and Stripes radio show. Did you know the meaning of the Botswana flag? Have you ever taken time to say, what does flaga ya lona ya Botswana, what does it mean? And not many people know this, but former British protectorate Botswana adopted its current flag in 1966 to replace the Union Jack, formerly known as a Bechuanaland, under the protection of Britain. Botswana had no district national symbols of its own before gaining its independence from Britain. Botswana adopted the current flag on the 30th of September 1966, which is today, the day of its independence. Unlike many African countries whose leading party colors are incorporated into the country flag, the Botswana flag doesn't follow this trend. The colors of the Botswana flag carry both cultural and political meanings. You know, a lot of African countries have the famous African killer, the AK-47. They have a lot of symbolic meanings that speak to war, and that is the beauty of who we are. And of course, the light blue signifies water, in particular rainwater, pula. This is because water is a precious and scarce commodity in Botswana. Botswana has a sizable agricultural sector, or historically used to long spells of droughts, and therefore needs as much water as possible. We also know pula is our national currency. What a powerful statement. I think God shined his light on Botswana. You know, out of all African states, I think definitely the hand of grace, or whatever God you believe in, is definitely shining his light on Botswana. I'm going to shed a lot more on this particular topic, and we're going to even speak about the black and white stripes. And coincidentally enough, it's the irony between the Stars and Stripes show. And in the building, I have Education Officer Wabile Tau to come and shed some light on what it means to be a Motswana. How are you, Tau?
I'm doing awesome. And yourself, Swift?
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Are you feeling serious? Straight up and down. What does Buipuso mean to you? You as a Motswana?
I think for me, Boipuso is a celebration.
Yeah, ma.
You know, a celebration from a point of view that, like what you said earlier on. I grew up knowing I can walk the streets and not fear that there's somebody holding a gun next to me.
Absolutely.
We don't know wars. We all come together. Nobody ever goes homeless. There's always somebody. So for me, it's a time for family. Kenako ya raisi, seven colors.
Seven colors. It's a land.
So you know that tournaments that you're gonna play. If you're going hunting, so it's pretty awesome, and it's going back and hearing mainane from your grandmother, from your grandfather. You know, all these nice things. So we're out there looking for boloko. You know, your rakhaidi telling you what's going on. So it's a peace, love, tranquility. Forget everything else. Life is messed up, but on this day, life is good.
But what do you appreciate and love about the Republic of Botswana?
I think for me, it has to do with the notion of Buisano. If there's anything about my country I so love about Botswana, is the mere fact that there's consultation. You're about to do something, the people come first. It's hearing what the people have to say. And you and me as a young person as well, feeling like my voice can be heard.
Wow.
And also knowing that you're never alone. Your parents are always with you in everything that you do. You can be as bad as you can be, and you can make mistakes. But in Botswana, you can't go wrong. You know, you know, those are things that we remember. Our parents raised us to be always on watch your brother's back.
Absolutely.
You know, yeah.
Hashtag I love Botswana. Why do you love Botswana? What significance? You know, one thing that I can share is that I went to university in South Africa. It was the first time where I got a cultural shock of seeing color. Or certain demographics, they stick to their own. You know, Botswana, whether you're pink colored or whatever, you know, we I've never seen color.
That's true.
Whether my neighbor was Indian or Chinese or British, I've never really felt the race issue. And when I moved to South Africa, where the ripple effects of apartheid, you feel the color because they definitely. But black people stick to their own, white people to their own, colored people to their own, Indian, and you feel it. As a Botswana, those are things that we don't know, and that's what the black and white stripes signify: racial diversity, and that exists in Botswana, as well as the harmonious cooperation that exists between people of different races who live in Botswana. Additionally, the black and white stripes also stand for stripes of the national animal that is the zebra. And of course, they're interesting enough. You've seen the movie The United Kingdom.
I have.
What a powerful story.
Beautiful.
We don't see color. Our founding father married a British citizen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I've got to give Cesare Zakama some dabs. I mean, imagine trying to do that during those times.
And also signifies, when you're talking about the love Botswana have,
Emma.
we don't see color, and if we will go to gray stripes so long as we love you. We love you, and you can imagine what, Sesera Takama have to do for just... Guys, I love this woman. I don't care what you are saying.
Yeah.
And that is us, Botswana. We love you. We're not gonna ask about where are you coming from, where it's gonna go. So long as you can sit here and have a nice chat, and we're gonna have a good time.
Yes.
And there's mutual respect. You are one of our own.
Well, it's Gabs FM, power to engage your world. As the Stars and Stripes radio show, proudly brought to you by the U.S. Mission in partnership with Gabs FM. Please feel free to follow all their social media platforms. The U.S. Embassy is also dressed in beautiful Botswana cultural attire and obviously embracing our culture. One thing that I respect about the U.S. Embassy is that this is a topic that they respect a lot. Even some of the diplomats, if I'm not mistaken, they actually go through cultural tours. They get familiarize themselves with the language.
Yes.
And those are important things that goes to show the respect of who we are as Botswana.
And they also get their Setswana names as well.
Wow.
Yes.
Seriously?
So next time when you have them, ask them, what is your Setswana name?
I need to ask Aisha and Emilia and Amanda what the Botswana name.
Yes, go ahead.
Interesting enough. Look, some of your colleagues have messages to Botswana. Let's play that. You're on the Stars and Stripes show, and this is what some of the colleagues at the U.S. Mission had to say to you, the Botswana.
The Botswana Independence Day for me is a celebration of freedom and own self-identity as a nation. On this day, I reflect on what development progress the country has gained or lost to express that self-actualization. So that's how important Boipuso Day is for me.
Boipuso. Hey, na Boipuso tota. It takes me back to my childhood, to primary school days where we would have tons of food. We would have rice, and then we'd also get half a day off. So to me, that has always been my favorite memory of Independence Day. Pula! Happy Independence Day, Botswana.
Today I'm here with great happiness and pleasure to discuss with you proposals which I sincerely believe will go far to further the spiritual and material interests of my people. I would nevertheless emphasize that I believe approval of our proposals may affect the spiritual and material interests of other people too. I think I need not dwell on the present state of racial tensions in Africa, and in Southern Africa particularly. It has always been my belief, as it is now, that Botswana, small country though it may be, has a role to play in Southern Africa. And in the unnecessary conflict between black and white, the proposals I have put forward aim at establishing a non-racial society in which each individual will have an equal right of expression and of opportunity, no matter what his race or color. It will be an essential democratic society in which men and women of different colors will live together.
Did we mention that we play the best music? Well, Gabs FM, we play the best music.
consumed by my anxiety. It's great inside, it's cold inside. Please, please, away from me, rain away. I wanna go out and play, rain away.
It's Gabs FM, power to engage your world. Cool and the Gang celebration. What a jam. What a jam. Back to back with Sereti and the Natives, Pitere, and of course the beautiful Mposi Bina Pula. And welcome to the Stars and Stripes show, proudly brought to you by the American Mission in partnership with Gabs FM, America in Botswana, the celebration edition. So wishing you a happy independence. Botswana, if you're traveling, please travel safe. Please do not drink and drive. Remember, COVID-19 is still a reality. And on behalf of Gabs FM and the U.S. Mission, we love you, we love you, we love you. And of course, we're going to move along swiftly. We had a beautiful speech from Sesereta Kama. And I would like to say on behalf of Sesereta Kama, Kana Mosadi waka is mixed race. Why it's
Nick, yeah, I saw her.
So I was inspired by Sesereta Kama to say, you know what? You don't have to marry within your tribe. You don't have to marry from your country. You can marry wherever your eyes so choose, and you must attack.
I know this guy here next to me is brave.
Yeah.
Hey, the wife is gorgeous.
I'm a global citizen. Global
Props
citizen.
to my Swift. You get a cake from me next time.
I like that. I like that. And she's Kalanga blood all the way. Moving swiftly along, pun intended. Ladies and gentlemen, kings and queens, would also like, one of the U.S. presidents, he goes by the name Franklin D. Roosevelt. He said a great speech, I believe it was in 1933 during the Great Depression. And why we chose this speech is that whether we like it or not, we've gone full circle. Governments from around the world, nations from around the world are suffering from inflation. If I'm not mistaken, the British pound dropped to the all-time low. We're seeing inflation in the United States of America, inflation in the Republic of Botswana, inflation around the world. And, whether we like it or not, this speech was actually, speaking about economic safety and the government's commitment to ensure that it protects its citizens from the economic impact of the Great Depression. I felt like it was an important speech to play for you. This is what he had to say.
Eminently the time to speak the truth, the whole truth, frankly and boldly. Nor need we shrink from honestly facing conditions in our country today. This great nation will endure as it has endured, will revive and will prosper. So first of all, let me assert my firm belief that the only thing we have to fear is fear itself. Nameless, unreasoning, unjustified terror, which paralyzes needed effort to convert retreat into advance. In every dark hour of our national life, a leadership of frankness and of vigor has met with that understanding and support of the people themselves, which is essential to victory. And I am convinced that you will again give that support to leadership in these critical days. In such a spirit on my part and on yours, we face our common difficulties. They concern, thank God, only material things. Values have shrunk to fantastic levels. Taxes have risen. Our ability to pay has fallen. Government of all kinds is faced by serious curtailment of income. The means of exchange are frozen in the currents of trade. The withered leaves of industrial enterprise lie on every side. Farmers find no market for their produce, and the savings of many years in thousands of families are gone. More important, a host of unemployed citizens face the grim problem of existence, and an equally great number toil with little return. Only a foolish optimist can deny the dark realities of the moment. And yet our distress comes from no failure of substance. We are stricken by no plague of locusts, compared with the perils which our forefathers conquered because they believed and were not afraid. We have still much to be thankful for.
It's Cabs FM, power to engage your word. Powerful words by Franklin D. Roosevelt in his first inaugural address, speaking in line with the Great Depression. And of course, this goes to show the power of nationalism. And the objective of today's show is to highlight the power of nationalism and how nationalism can carry any nation through a difficult situation, whether it is hyperinflation, whether it is, the impact of COVID-19 or the Great Depression. Together we can do a lot more. And it also shows the shared culture and the relationship between the U.S. government and, of course, the BW government celebrating our independence holidays. And, of course, moving swiftly along, pun intended, please feel free to share your opportunities and objective of the national holiday that is the independence holiday of Botswana. I believe we are 56 today. Are we 56, Wabi? I believe we're 56.
We are 56.
Yeah, 56. We're almost 60. That is amazing. 56 years of democracy. And I'd like to say, a lot of bad things can be said, but I'd also like to take this time to celebrate the Botswana government, to celebrate the 5th president of the nation, and all the civil servants and the leadership. Look, can you imagine leading during COVID-19?
I know, that is just amazing. Big ups to you guys, eh?
Big ups to all civil servants and for their contribution to what we see and know as democracy. Now I have a voice. I can use my voice. My voice was never suppressed. I don't know what it's like. Even whether I go to the United States or neighboring South Africa, I have the boldness of understanding what I come from, the blue, black, and white republic. I am free. And
it also goes even for the president, because for him to do a great job, he needs the civil service people doing their job, and they're doing it, they're holding it down. And so we see it, we do know there are challenges, but today we recognize that you are the power behind it all. So happy Independence Day. We see y'all.
Absolutely. And of course, we're going to play you our golden year by none other than DJ Easy, Hans C, Amantle Breezy, Sasa Klaus, Drummer Boy, Benti. And this song was actually celebrating our golden jubilee, 50 years. Well done to all Botswana who contributed. And remember, be the change that you want to see. At least do something for your fellow countrymen. Do something special for your neighbor. Extend invitations to your neighbors. Let's make sure we adopt the culture of shared prosperity.
And remember those who are in lack. Remember the orphans. Remember those people who are not privileged as you are. Please, as you are having your plate, just share with them as well and make this Independence Day an extra special day for them as well.
My favorite president, Botswana, is Se Kitumile Kwet Masire.
There we go.
One of my all-time favorite memories I have on the day of his funeral. When you had a funeral, I guess he hit Tayan. And at the Game City Circle, formerly Game City Circle, I remember seeing Mosadi Mogolo Akuba.
Oh, wow.
Just honoring the life of that man.
Oh, wow.
And I think as a servant leader, he was one of the most powerful leaders I think this country had.
Yes.
And I think, it goes to show what he's done for the nation, and his legacy lives on.
I see it, but you also see, the Boto in the Botswana, no matter how, when you're talking about Mutomotona kneeling down, it's a sign of respect.
Powerful.
And so, sometimes we do these things and we take them for granted, but that is honor. Live a life that when you pass on, people literally would go down for you.
Wow. And let's play a speech by him now.
I think leadership can mean running the government on the face of it very well, but not necessarily being all there in governance. In governance, you feel people must have a say. They must have a take in it. They must own the process instead of just being headed like cattle into a crush. And I think that's the basic difference, really.
The Stars and Stripes show is brought to you by the U.S. Embassy.
It's Gabs FM, power to engage your world. The Stars and Stripes radio show, proudly brought to you by the U.S. Mission in partnership with Gabs FM. Wishing you a happy independence. 56 years of life, 56 years of democracy, 56 years of culture, 56 years of Boto. And we're so grateful. I mean, you know what COVID-19 taught me? You don't thank God for oxygen until you don't have it.
That's right.
So you won't thank God for the freedom that you have until it's snatched away from you. Can you imagine Ukraine and what that feels like? And that's why it's important that we take time to say, you know what, thank you for the independence. Thank you for being free. And of course, today we have a voice in the building. She never really talks. She goes by the name Aisha Huey. How are you, Aisha? Welcome to the studio. This is the person that puts everything together. She's one of the greatest producers of the Stars and Stripes radio show. She arranges all the interviews, all the content, and everything that you hear. Aisha from the U.S. Embassy, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Swift. I'm good. How are you?
Fantastic. How are you
I'm
feeling
loving
today?
today's show.
Yeah, absolutely. So look, you've been in Botswana for how many months now?
So not months, actually, 2 years.
2 years.
Yes.
You've had the opportunity to experience Botswana and who we are, our culture. I mean, you've integrated or interacted with, both the government, both the civil society and the youth of this nation. What's your message to Botswana? How do you feel about Botswana? Just share your thoughts on the independence message that you'd like to share with the nation.
Yeah, no, firstly, I think what everybody wears on Independence Day is just gorgeous.
Absolutely.
I've really enjoyed previous Independence Days and obviously today. And one of the things that, I always tell people about Botswana is that it has one of the most beautiful skies I've ever seen in my life.
I love that.
It's this beautiful blue sky every day.
Absolutely.
Sun is always shining. And we have really enjoyed the nature, camping. I can't overstate it anymore, but the tourism industry here is just outstanding. The service that you get at all the camping and the lodges and wherever you go in Botswana, you are going to walk away having been a different person because the nature here is going to change you in a way that I think I personally have never felt anywhere else before in my life. So I think, when I think of Botswana, that's what I really think of, is really connecting with this part of me that I've never connected before with. And it's just a beautiful country.
And it's something spiritual about that. You know what I'm saying? It's something peaceful about, being in the great outdoors and, taking where I get that same sense when I go to my home village. And, the peace that I get just sitting under the tree, drinking and speaking to my cousins and everybody. It's very spiritual, and I think that is what represents the peace of God.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying.
I think in a way, Aisha, you are home now. You should accept it. Welcome home.
And what's your Setswana name? What's Aisha's Setswana name?
I don't think I have one.
I think
yet.
I'm gonna give her
I'm
one
gonna wait
right
for
now.
Wabile to give me a name.
I think I'm gonna call you Malebo. Thanksgiving. Yes.
I love it. I'll take it.
Malebza. Malebza, thank you so much. And of course, wishing every one of you a happy Independence Day. Your last words, my friend?
Guys, have fun. Enjoy independence to the fullest. Be safe. I would love to see all of you back here again. And we're celebrating next year. And Swift, enjoy.
Okay, we're going to do something together, okay? And this is how we're closing the show. We're also going to close the show with a speech by Barack Obama at the Smithsonian National Museum of African American History and Culture. He was talking about nationalism. But this is what I want to see if Aisha is really a Motswana, okay?
Okay.
We're putting her on the spot.
That's great.
So this is 3, 2, 1. Pula.
Bula.
Bang.
This is the place to understand how protest and love of country don't merely coexist, but inform each other. How men can proudly win the gold for their country, but still insist on raising a black gloved fist. How we can wear
an I Can't Breathe t-shirt and still grieve for fallen police officers. By knowing this other story, we better understand ourselves and each other. It binds us together. It reaffirms that all of us are American. That African American history is not somehow separate from our larger American story. It's not the underside of the American story. It is central to the American story.
The Stars and Stripes show was brought to you by the U.S. Embassy. The Stars and Stripes show was brought to you by the U.S. Embassy.